Senator Marco Rubio asking state Republicans to let him hold on to his delegates. He won a total of 171 in 19 states, plus D.C. and Puerto Rico. He's still in third place in the delegate hunt after suspending his campaign last month. But Oklahoma and Louisiana say that if a candidate bows out, his delegates become unbound. And if the Rules Committee keeps Rubio off the first ballot at the convention, he loses his Minnesota delegates as well. That's a total of 34 delegates potentially gone from his count. Matt Moore is an expert on these things. He is the chairman of the Republican Party in South Carolina, which has some sticky rules of its own. Matt, good to see you.
Good to see you, Martha.
All right. So I remember when Marco Rubio decided to suspend his campaign, we all talked about the fact that that meant that he was going to have to let go of his delegates. But now he's kind of fighting to hold on to them. It sounds like this push is state by state. Is it going to work for him?
Well, I think the big question is, what will these delegates do on second ballot? If there is a second ballot, the best way to be the party's nominee is to still win a majority of delegates before the convention. That is preferable. Look, for Senator Rubio and others potentially at the convention, I think it's possibly a good thing for them to have these delegates on the floor who support them on committees. All of these people, including Senator Rubio, are very important people in our party, and their voices should be heard. And so he's well within his right to do it.
All right, but in terms of, I saw one letter that he wrote, I think it was to Alaska, asking to hold on to his delegates. So can he have any power over them? I mean, if they say no, I would imagine that's the end of the story, right?
Well, he certainly could. I think it all depends on what happens at the RNC Rules Committee, both at the national committee level and the convention level. A lot of unanswered questions still. But I can't say it enough. The easiest way to be the party's nominee is to win a majority of delegates before the convention.
All right. So what about Chris Christie in New Jersey? Does it look like he can sway delegates there towards Donald Trump?
Well, we have not heard from Chris Christie here in South Carolina. A lot of South Carolinians do like Chris Christie. Chris Christie is a good teammate, I'm sure, for Donald Trump. But I think all of the candidates are out there working. It's important that they know these rules. Every fifth grade student council race has rules, and there are rules that all the candidates are following. They've been out there in the public domain for 8 to 10 months now. And again, we'll see what happens headed into Cleveland.
Sounds like you're not happy with the Trump campaign for not understanding the rules and then complaining about them.
Well, I think it's a bit of crocodile tears, and it's a bit of a distraction from some unpleasant election results recently. I would suggest they get back on the horse, either win or don't. There is no try in this battle. And so get back on the horse, be successful in New York, and focus on states like California on June 7th. Because, again, the easiest and best way to be the party's nominee is to get a majority of delegates before convention.
Do you think somebody's going to have 1237 going into Cleveland?
I think it's hard to say. It depends on what happens in California next week. It depends on those 5 contests on June 7th. And I think it looks like possibly one candidate will be very close. So we'll see what happens.
All right. Matt Moore, good to speak with you, sir. Thank you very much.